As Sam introduced me, my name is Alwyn Stephen. I have nothing, unfortunately, to do with sustainability. I'm into perfumes. I create fragrances, I do perfumes, but yes, after coming here, there's so much I learned, especially when I went to Stella McCartney's area there. There's so much in textiles and shoes and leather. There's so much of new things that have come out. So I decided I'm going to make a perfume in 2024 that's going to be sustainable materials. Unfortunately, I don't have a factory that produces sustainable bottles, glass bottles. And you can't do a perfume in a plastic can. So I found people to do cardboard, paper, plastics, water from Michael, which I'm probably going to get from him. And even the oils are organic, so those things I don't have a problem with, but when it comes to the glass bottles, I'm still looking for someone who can do that for me. So if any of you have any leads, please feel free to let me know. Just a question before I invite the panelists to the stage over here. How many of you know, I'm sure there are a lot of you here from Dubai, the Brookfield place in the building, Brookfield, which is in DIFC, it's achieved LEED's Platinum status. And it's one of the best buildings over here where you have the Arts Club as well. Does anyone here know that the largest number of LEED's Platinum factories are based in a country called Bangladesh? You'll actually be surprised, but yes, it's true. Michael is shaking his head no, but that's a fact because I met some people yesterday who told me this. And it's amazing to learn. It's a country like Bangladesh, hats off to them. According to me, before I start with the panelists over here, the way to meet the zero carbon target is either nuclear, hydrogen, or new biofuel technologies like elephant grass. Have you all heard of this? Okay, there's elephant grass conversion to zero carbon coal, aviation fuel, and diesel. So I'm working with a group that brings together over 20 years of collective research of the founders in collaboration with leading scientific institutes, resulting in valuable intellectual property rights and know-how in multiple sectors, including agriculture, renewable energy, and biotechnology. The company specializes in the cultivation of proprietary Napier grass as a super feed for conversion into biofuel and biopower using the company's range of unique processing technologies. So anyone wants to know more about this, feel free to come to me. I'll be able to share my contacts and we can talk about it later. So without further ado, let me invite the panelists to the stage now, starting with Mr. Jatin Sachdeva, World Clean Air Council. Mr. Jatin, you're here. So please take your seat. Yes, that is good. If you could welcome them with a round of applause, please. They deserve it. They've taken time off to come and be here. The second panelist is Rikhsibay Tursunov, the gentleman, the smart-looking gentleman. I've been seeing him since morning. Welcome, sir. Please take your seat. It will just make it a little easier if you start with yourself over here. So the first one here, it will make it easy for me because I'm just getting to know you all. The third one, we have a lovely lady, and I heard her name when she walked in. I'm sure it is you, Dr. Meena, the manager, HR and operations of Romana. Put your hand together for her because she's the one giving us this lovely water besides Michael. So I think we drink the bottled water and then fill from your machine, Michael. The fourth we have on the panel is Meena, if you don't mind, you'll be in the middle over here, you're the lady, so you're the shining person right in the middle. The fourth one we have is Mr. Idris, General Manager, Arab Sabio, the man with the questions. All of you be prepared now to be coming here with the questions, yeah? And the fifth, and not the last, is Mr. Sarad Karotu. Sarad, again another smart gentleman. Welcome aboard. Okay, the reason I wanted them in order, but now I know who you are, it's fine. I thought we'd have the lady, I thought we'd have the lady in the middle. So two men here, the lady here, and only a man over here. So it's nice we have two men on either side. You got protection there, Meena.
Thank you.
You got some nice security. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got kids as well over here. I think without further ado, let's start this panel session over here. We're going to... For the picture, we'll do it at the end. Alright, so if you're ready, shall I begin? Sam has been very strict. He told me I have only a few minutes, so I have to go through the questions very fast. Mr. Jatin, I'll begin with you. The first gentleman over there. Can you kindly tell us about World Clean Air Council and explain why you chose to focus on improving air quality? We had a gentleman before this talking about aerosites and air quality, so we have one for you too. Microphone over to you.
First of all, thanks for having us here. It's a wonderful panel, and I'm very excited to talk about clean air. Now, let's understand one thing. What is air? Air is something we breathe every time. There's one element that we cannot live without. Everything else we can survive without, but air is something we cannot. Now, we also realize that we breathe almost 23,000 times a day. And that is very important for us to understand that what we're breathing right now, we have no clue. So the first important aspect of the World Clean Air Council is to measure. And the measurement is only when we measure the quality of air, whether it's indoor air or outdoor air, we would understand what we have to do, what actions we have to take. So the first step when we do is measure. The second is awareness. And when we are able to know, like in example, Mike was saying that we're talking about quality of water, right? You test the water. Do you go and just take water anywhere and drink? We don't do that, but we breathe any air that we're standing inside it because we cannot avoid it. So the second part is awareness. Only when we are aware what is the air quality that we're breathing, can we do something about it, and that is what the first step is, improving the air quality. And once we are able to handle the improvements, there are multiple technologies available now, and innovations are happening in place to allow for these improvements both outside and inside. And one of the important aspects that we need to understand is when we're talking about air, we spend 90% or 95% time indoors. So indoor air quality becomes a precedent that we have to set, or a most important aspect of indoor environment that we have to set to improve. And as per EPA, indoor air is 3 to 5 times more dirty or harmful than outside air. So the third thing, as we said, is improve. And the last pillar of World Clean Air Council is sustainability and standardization. So what we make sure is that when we are achieving the standards of better clean air, are we doing it in a sustainable manner? Are we doing it in a manner which is not adding any extra energy load or financial load to the operators of the building? And that's the 4 pillars for the World Clean Air Council. And that's the reason why this is set up.
Thank you, Mr. Jatin. And as Sam rightly said, we're sitting in a pavilion, which is, I think, greenest pavilion. I've not gone through the entire area here, but this place is green. We've got lovely air here, and you've added more value to it. Mr. Rikhsibay, welcome to the panelist over here. Where are you from, by the way?
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan, okay. So you are with the IHG group. A question for you. Can you explain what sustainability initiatives you have implemented in your hotel? So you're running hotels.
Good afternoon, everyone. Great to see everyone here today. It's a great weather, and what a venue to be in. EXPO City and the COP28. When we talk about sustainability, I believe sustainability is a big word, and it's ongoing process, I believe. And in terms of what we do in the hospitality, in terms of the sustainabilities, especially in Dubai, Dubai Economy Tourism Department, they have launched a few years ago 19 steps of sustainability to all the hotels and the establishment to comply with. And recently they have initiated the new Dubai Sustainable Tourism Stand, which is everyone needs to comply. There's 3 categories: gold, silver, and platinum. In terms of what we are doing in the sustainability in the properties and tourism in hotels, one is definitely energy saving. There's lots of initiative has been taken. Food waste, every single the restaurant or the establishment to really monitor how much is food waste, and special trainings to the colleagues as well to ensure that they are fully aware of what is sustainability is. If you look at it, that's not my presentation, by the way.
Just a second.
Slovenia is saying, right? So we have
Yeah, okay. Sorry about it.
Yeah, no worries. So we'll continue. So, and many hotels already now moving to, if you remember in the room there is, used to be small amenities, you know, small shampoo and, you know, the toiletry, toothbrush and everything. So now, most of the hotels move into the bulk amenity, which is fixed on the wall, you just need to refill it and so on. I think when we talk about sustainability, especially in tourism industry, Dubai does a lot of initiative and we support them as well. Most important thing is ongoing education and sharing experience with the youth and the younger generation, so they can start taking over the slowly and take this kind of initiative further down. Thank you.
By the way, it would be nice after each panelist speaks, probably a round of applause would be good. It encourages them to speak even more. Thank you very much. Now moving over to the lovely lady sitting in the middle. She's been waiting to speak. So Meena, you are with Romana group of companies. I'm sure it's the same water company as well. Dr. Meena is the manager HR and operations. A question for you. Can you please explain to everybody here what sustainability initiatives you have implemented in your group, Romana Group?
Thank you, sir, for the lovely introduction, and good afternoon to all. It's a pleasure being here. The sustainability initiatives we have started from 2012 in the company. First was the biofuel. So when Sir was talking on carbon footprints, and Mr. Sam also was iterating it, we were very much interested to know what best can we do, because we have a fleet of more than 300 vehicles which is going around. And recently we have been converting all the vehicles to biofuel, because we have a usage of more than 1.8 million liters of fuel usage in our fleet. The first initiative which I have done in 2012 with the trailers, now with all the distribution trucks, we have moved on along with Luta Biofuel. We have been part of the biofuel changeovers in all our fleet, so that we have a reduction in the cost as well as we have a part of responsibility towards sustainability. That is the major one which we have done. Second, if you see in our production process, it is a zero waste, and already we have been awarded with Green Business Award from Middle East and North Africa, MENA region, because we have a zero waste. The water which comes out of our production, because since it's water, it has been reused in our facilities across DIP. So that is what we are into in a major way and in a smaller way, where whatever can be possible to the waste. And the third, in the product part of it, as you are already using it over here in the sessions, we have moved on to the glass bottle manufacturing, which will help the people to take care of their health as well as to have the glass bottles used for your water consumption. So that's the reason we have been providing it to all sessions to make the product more to people. So these are the three major initiatives which we have done already. Then fourth, on the as a part of the HR also, evening. Yeah, I know that people are busy.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you could hear me, please We've got people talking over here, and that's very important information they are imparting. Can I request all those sitting over there, please come and join us here, or at least keep some silence and listen to them. Sorry, but thank you very much.
And the fourth part of it is of the email answering part. We all think email is digital transformation, meaning we will not be having any impact on the environment or sustainability. Actually, it is a wrong consumption. Whenever you're sending back an email saying noted, thank you, because you're afraid of your boss, what you do is whenever there's a mail, immediately you have to respond. So that is also not required, because actually you're spending some electricity over that also. That small things, initiatives when you start doing it. Then the next one is on the usage of plastic cups and plastic plates for lunch. So we have promoted a ceramic cup and ceramic plates to all the employees so that the returnability is not there and we don't use the plastics in the office. So small things add value, and surely you can start with from your home also, because every time whatever we start as charity begins from home. The same thing begins, the knowledge also begins from home. So when you start using stainless steel or your ceramics in your office also, it helps you to save some energy or sustainability on the environment. So these are the major things which we have done in our office, in a bigger and a smaller. Thank you.
Well said, Dr. Meena. And I think she rightly mentioned that if we begin at home with ourselves, we can make a difference. We don't have to depend on companies. We don't have to depend on corporations and these big giants, right? Each one of us can make a difference. I have started to learn something, and thank you to what you mentioned about emailing, because I normally email, immediately when I get an email, I want to answer back, and that's a big mistake. So I can choose the right time, probably wait to the end of the day or the next day morning and answer, so I save on electricity. And again, even with this, we're using this so much that every time that we're using this, the battery is running down. I'm running in there to charge the phone because I need to use this all the time. And I think if we can cut this a little bit, we'll do a lot to this globe as well. And our kids are going to have a tough time. I mean, today we're standing here talking about global warming. I heard about global boiling, which is scary. It is very scary. Dubai normally is very, very cool. This morning it was a bit humid, and you know why. So we should make a difference. Thank you for that. Unfortunately, I don't know all of you, just like Sam. Sam knows everybody over here, so he was able to speak on behalf of you all as well. Okay, coming to the next person, Mr. Idris, you are from Saudi Arabia. Where in Saudi are you from? Riyadh. From Riyadh. So that's where all the action is happening. Suddenly, Saudi is like the talk of town over here. Mr. Idris is the general manager of Arab Sabio. I'll ask you later what you do. Maybe when you speak, just tell them what you do. Can you explain what sustainability initiatives you have implemented in Arab Sabio?
Good evening all. Thank you for inviting me here. Thanks F.E.D.A for that. Mr. Sam. So one question, very important question for all who are presented here. Why chemicals? Why chemicals? Why? In our home, in our bathrooms, in our daily lifestyle, why do we need chemicals? A kid falls down, just run over with a cotton, I don't name the company, just put it on. Is that the safe for the kid? And our women who are in the kitchen, washing the dishes, chemicals, is safe for them? Floor. And our guests are from facility management here. The abuse of chemicals to their workers, is it safe? Swimming pool, chlorine, is it safe? Each of us go to swimming pool. It is safe? Have you thought this? In a day, have you thought this? Why are we dealing with chemicals? And you are flushing the chemicals down, and that is going everywhere, and we are talking about climate change. Right? We are talking about climate change. Our kids, our women, our elderly people are with chemicals every day, each hour. And what we are doing about this? So here with two icons, one Mr. Mahesh Shetty of Multiplex and our Prince HRH Saud bin Abdulaziz from Riyadh. They come with a product by name Arab Sabio. which is 100% chemical free, no alcohol, no toxic. For every aspect of our life, Arab Savio is there. No need to add chlorine to your pool, just have to add Arab Savio. And as Ms. Meena told, starts from the home. We have to change our lifestyle. It's going worst. We have to change. We can't just flush the chemical and talk about climate change every time. We cannot. Are we not responsible? Are we not responsible? We did it in the morning today, and we are talking about climate change. Technology, this, that, big names, big algorithms, big formulas. For what? Have you thought what we are flushing down the drain? Nobody. We are just made spectacle for all this what is happening here now. It will become more worse. More worse. Believe me, it will become more worse. If you want to change, we have to change. If you don't change, nothing will change. Nothing will change. It's just words. Just programs, events, big events. Nothing will change. Hope everybody knows it, what I'm talking about. Thank you.
That was powerful, Mr. Idris. Thank you very much. There you're getting a round of applause, gentlemen, ladies, whoever is here, please. As I said, we help them to even speak better and to probably give us more information that we need, food for thought as well. Okay, thank you for that. I'm going to come back to you in a short while because you spoke about a lot of cleaning products as well, didn't you? And I think a lot of people here need to know that because you're right in what you said about cleaning products at home. We use chemicals because we think it makes it cleaner. But it's not the case. You don't need chemicals to clean all our plates, utensils and whatever. Let's get to Mr. Sarat, who's been sitting patiently. Mr. Sarat Korotu, Head Sustainability Stout Energy. Can you explain what sustainability initiatives you have implemented in Stout Energy?
First of all, thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this great panel. Now, as to the question as to what we do, I think everyone seated here, there's no doubt in anybody's mind that there's a dearth of technologies available for improving sustainability. Now, just in the panel before, we had people, as Mr. Sam said, using cooling of air to produce drinkable water, using water to produce cool air, etc., etc. So, and of course, we have people like Aditya financing these services, and as rightly as Mr. Sam said, what is really stopping us from implementing all these technologies, all these solutions to actually be more energy efficient, be more clean, be more sustainable? As I see it, what issue that we have right now is it's a lack of trust. And this lack of trust is what stops you from trying to implement more. One phrase that we come across in this sector is sustainability fatigue, which is there's so much of items and technologies and techniques available in the market. People who have to purchase it or implement it, like FM managers or building owners, or even us in our daily lives, we are bombarded with advertisements and technologies again and again. This will do this for you, something else will bring you so many emissions. It's just that normal people do not have the time for it, or they're just not well educated enough to pretty much zero in on what's most beneficial for them. The solution that we do is we provide a solution called cooling as a service. Now, how this is different is that we're not a technology provider, we do not manufacture anything. We provide a solution where we approach a customer and the client will get a one-stop solution for implementing all the different techniques. Now, since our topic today is sustainability and hospitality, I'll take the case of a hotel. If an FM manager needs to decide what technologies need to be implemented in his particular hotel, what as a service scheme does is you appoint us to take care of the cooling system in the building because that's our area of expertise. And we implement whatever technologies are required in turn to make the system as efficient as possible. So if it's a case of a large hotel which is fed by a chiller system and it has all the accessories and all that, we take responsibility for it. And what's most important is we take responsibility for the real-time energy consumption bills associated with the air conditioning system. So when we finance and implement an energy saving solution or a carbon footprint reduction solution, in turn, we do not promise the client that, okay, this is going to save you X amount of money and you will get an ROI in so much time. No, the client does not spend anything. We spend for 10, 15, 20 different technologies and implement it all together. And then whatever bill comes upon it in the following years, we pay in real time the actual bills. So what this ensures is that the client can have complete trust that the client will only be paying a single amount of fee that's fixed beforehand before the contract is decided, and whatever variability comes into the actual consumption, measurement and verification of the carbon footprint or the reduction in energy, all of that gets absorbed by us. Now, this concept is, since we are here in this platform, it's part of the larger alliance called SET, which is Servitization of Technologies, and that is being spread by the UN Environment Program. And that's basically servitizing everything. So in our case, we servitize cooling, where we take cooling as a service and bill you a fixed fee for very clean cooling. There's vehicles as a service, there's power as a service, as we saw earlier in the other panels. The idea is that we should shift this mentality of purchasing something and then shifting the onus of its performance onto the client. Now, if I sell you a car, I should be responsible for its performance over its lifetime, not the client. Now, I'll just give you another example of the consumer space. People always complain washing machines used to last for 20, 25 years earlier, and nowadays they break after 5 years. Why? Why is that? It's because it's designed to be obsolete in 5 years. Only then can the manufacturer of the washing machine sell another one to you in 5 years. Whereas if it lasts for a long time, if it lasts for 50 years, obviously the manufacturers do no benefit. In the same way, if we convert this to as a service, whether it's washing machine as a service per se, then what happens is the washing machine manufacturer will now be incentivized to make sure that the washing machine lasts for as long as possible. And if it lasts for as long as possible, and it's beneficial to all the parties involved. The client benefits because the client is paying lesser in operational costs. The manufacturer also benefits here because the manufacturer gets continuous stream of recurring predictable revenue, and the planet benefits the most because there's no resources being channeled to a system that promotes more wastage, more energy consumption. It's being channeled to a system that supports circular economy, where something that's put into the environment uses as little energy as possible and lasts the longest. So that's my opinion.
Thank you, sir. That was very informative. So what you just spoke about is meant for larger facilities, isn't it?
Our solution is for large facilities, but the concept as a service is to small scale. Now, our company, we cater to large buildings, buildings of 10 to 100 stories, maybe large malls, and they pay us a fixed fee, and we take care of the entire system, including the emissions reduction. But the concept can also be scaled down to smaller sectors, whereas we are part of this alliance called Kast Alliance, and there are companies in the Kast Alliance doing really substantial projects in places like the Dominican Republic and India, where for farmers who cannot afford cooling systems or warehouses, they provide cooling warehouses as a service to these farmers. So they can actually store their vegetables, they can store whatever produce they have made, and they just pay a monthly fee to the cooling service provider. And the cooling service provider, who actually knows what he's doing, he's the expert in it, he maintains it in the most efficient way possible, while the farmers don't have to take care of the operational expenses or the variations that come on account of changing loads or whatever it is. So yeah, the concept can be scaled to any length.
You actually answered my second question. I had a question, but you answered it already. It was basically for hotels, and I think that was something that was good for the gentleman sitting there who's running hotels. I just want to get back quickly. We don't have too much of time, so I don't think we can do another round of questions, can we? Sam?
I have another 10 minutes.
Oh, I have 10 minutes.
That's audience questions.
Yeah, I need audience. I need the audience to ask questions because it's not fair if I keep asking all the questions to you all. They are saying, they're all hungry, waiting to ask questions. So I think rather than asking more questions, let me throw the floor open. I think starting with, okay, we have a gentleman here. What's your name, sir?
My name is Bibin. I live in Dubai. My question is actually, I'll have questions for each of them, but I will start from the left, or rather one or two questions.
Maybe just one question.
Yeah, one question.
Yeah,
So we heard about air quality, and you said like it's very alarming about, air quality within 4 walls. What we also now understand is microplastics in air, even at the altitude of the mountain tops. As an organization, what are we doing for that? Because we are consuming more and more microplastics, and we have what we call organization greenwashing now, in the greenwashing terms, as it were. So air quality in terms of microplastics, because microplastics is in your human blood, it's in placenta, it's in the air that we breathe, really alarming. There was article on mass.
So you're up to date, very good. I'm sorry, I'm not, which is sad. Just a second here.
Thanks for the question. So basically, it's not only microplastics, there's a lot of other organic compounds also that are in the air, especially at higher altitudes as well. Now, we keep saying in an air conditioning industry that we are taking fresh air from outside. I want to change this definition today. We don't call it, I personally don't call it outside air as fresh air anymore, because 95% of the air, outside air, is not breathable as per WHO standards, if you know this. So when we talk about ventilation systems and increase the amount of fresh air that we're taking in the systems, I call it outside air instead of fresh air systems, because that's not fresh air anymore. So coming back to your question, how are we handling the contamination loads, not only microplastics, but also related microbial gases, microbes, and volatile organic compound that comes along with it, is to make sure that we have air filtration systems, and air filtration systems are efficient up to about 0.5 to 1 micron. We also need to have a combination of air filtration, air treatment systems, which are actually allowing to control the input of air, which is smaller, because microplastics are generally between 1 to 0.1 microns. And that is not handled through HEPAs generally, because HEPA has a certain amount of efficiency. So we talk about a combination of layered technologies, where we're bringing in these solutions or we're bringing in outside air, which is treated through multiple layers. Now, I'll give you an example. Air is a fluid, like water is a fluid. Have you ever seen a water filtration system with one stage? We never see it. Air also needs to be treated with multiple stages. And that's something we miss out. We say, oh, I put a HEPA, I'm done, I put a Pavan, I'm done. It's never like that. We have to understand the source, and we have to understand the output that we need. And based on that, we put the technology layers to give the right input that we need inside the indoor environment, whichever indoor environment we are in. So coming back to your answer, I'm going to give you a slightly wider answer. Is not just microplastics. We generally look at technologies which are handling the smaller loads of 0.1 microns or even lesser to the higher particulates, which is easier to handle through filtration systems. And only through a layered technology level can we improve the inside air that we are looking at. So that is how we generally handle it, how we advise our clients to handle it. I hope I answered it.
Thank you, Mr. Jatin. Sam, I think you wanted to ask. Come up here. Come a little closer. Sam.
Let me give the floor to him first.
Good afternoon. My name is Twain Charles Marjan. I come from Tanzania, one of the most beautiful countries on earth. My question is, how certain can we push the agenda, because in Africa, according to WHO, annually more than 42,000 people die on death which are related to unsafe water. You can cross-check the data on WHO website. So this calls to the panelists and all other stakeholders, how quick can we move implementing most of the things we say? Is it the problem of financing? And I am a little bit asking the panelists how this technological advice or you are giving here, we can make effort to trickle down to the indigenous people, because they have their own ways of sanitation. The meaning of sanitation to you as a researcher, as an ally, has a different meaning to someone deep in the villages. They have their own ways. But the numbers are alarming. 842 people dying in Africa. Perhaps those are the only captured, those who are going to the hospitals. How about those who are not going? So water is key. So I needed to see whether we can have a complement, because I am also sitting on the CSO forum. We have a global CSO forum, and we have representative in all 16 regions globally. We discuss how can we use the resources we have to eliminate waterborne diseases, and it is possible. Sometimes it's not about access to water, it's how to make the accessible water safe for drinking, especially for kids and women. Thank you.
Your query on the safe drinking water. I invite you to our factory in DIP. You can see through how efficient you can provide a solution to the country members in Tanzania, and it will help you to give up your solution to the safe drinking water which you require presently. Okay, sir? So we invite you to visit our factory and understand the process. Thank you.
So that was a good one. You have an invitation to visit the factory. Please feel free later to come and get her contacts.
Good evening, sir. And for the hygiene, what you're talking about, yeah, of course, there is a lack of hygiene there. You know, because of stagnant water, right? Where the stagnant water is there, where now you have mosquitoes, you have all those things. Can give you a solution to you, non-chemical. There is a product with Arabsabio, which if you just add it to the water which is stagnant there, you won't have algae, and bacteria, no mosquitoes. Hope you understand.
Sir, can you repeat? Do you allow to be recorded?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
You have a problem with the stagnant water over there, the ponds, the small lakes and all those things. So we have a solution for that. Our bioproduct can give you a better solution for that.
Thank you.
Regarding the packing of water bottles, packing. So when we are cleaning the beaches, we found lots of water bottles. Some of them are some like sanitary items also there. Packing system. I am talking about the packing. So when we are cleaning beaches, we have find some of the plastic bottles from America and other parts of the region to Kanyakumari. It's southernmost part of India. So when we are dumping the water bottles or used water bottles to the ocean, it automatically connected, the valve is connected. So my question is, like, well, comparing to your, I have seen your glass water bottles. So what is the price variation, or it will be sustainable for the countries like India?
I have seen you in a previous conference also where you have come with your team Negli, correct? Yeah, I know you. So the answer to your question is, when it is glass, it is slightly on a higher side on the production cost. But looking at the future, it is better that you migrate now, or else it is going to be difficult. That is how it is. Okay? Thank you.
That was short and sweet. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Can we have a big... sorry, one moment.
And I thank Dr. Alwyn for giving me this opportunity to participate here with the esteemed panelists.
First of all, thank you to F.E.D.A because they've been doing a great job. And of course, to this one gentleman here, I've known him I think 15 or more years. And he's been one passionate person to change the world, honestly, because he started with solar technology, I remember, and he was so passionate. He would send me videos, pictures of all that he's done here in the deserts of Dubai alone and in other countries. He spent a lot of time in many other countries, and I got to know he was in Bangladesh for 4 years as well. And now he's with this group wherein he's giving us water from the air. Big round of applause to this gentleman. Really hard work, very determined and very committed. Well done, Sam. I want to say thank you to the panelists over here, Mr. Jatin. Thank you for all the information you gave us. Mr. Rikhsibay Tursunov, the hotel man. Of course, the lady, Dr. Meena, you taught me something. Thank you very much. And I'm sure a lot of people learned from you as well. I want to talk to you later because what you said is really amazing, especially about the water pollution and stuff like that way. And Mr. Sarat, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. We will get a group picture with them. Who is taking pictures?
The contribution that the FM industry can give towards sustainability is always underrated. Now this is what we are going to change today. We are going to discuss how the key role that FM facilities management sector plays in sustainability, and not only on the sustainability of the environment part, but on aspects like CSR and ESG. And my first question, James, is towards you. So, as I have mentioned, traditionally the role of FM is always regarded as a post-construction service whose main responsibility is to operate, maintain and ensure upkeep within the facility, within a predetermined budgets. But we have seen an amazing transition that is happening in the FM industry, and especially in the built environment sector on energy, water and waste. So in your opinion, what are the upcoming sustainability trends that we are going to see emerging from the FM sector?
Hello. Thanks for the question, and thanks for the invite as well. There has been a big change. There's big change over the last few years, and focus on the FM side. The FM, are the experts who are running the building. Generally, they're finding more and more issues and coming up with more solutions on how we can operate. Now, sustainability is a key aspect of that. And from there, we've actually put together for our business, for Emerald, we've got Emerald Energy that is actually focusing on energy management, energy solutions, and looking at sustainability and enhancing better ways to operate on the site. So that's a key element of day-to-day delivery. And Dr. Kelvin here is obviously one of my customers. We're forever trying to bring new innovation and sustainability. Additionally, we're seeing on the design side of construction and developers, we're also looking at engaging with them with regard to helping them look at maintenance. Too many buildings are actually designed without any thought on how we're going to design, how can we change, how can we replace equipment. So what we've been doing is working with construction and pre-construction work and design, and coming up with best solutions, not only with technology, but also looking at different ways of the build and how we actually build for sustainability and longevity. Types of equipment is key. We can all buy cheapest equipment if we buy the product that's actually designed for longevity, reliability. We're going to be in a far better position. In addition to that is mandating policies and putting into place systems in place that we all have to meet and deliver. Now recently RERA have worked with us and we carried out an energy workshop with all the owners associations to truly understand what we need to deliver. Too many times we're delivering Excel sheets with numbers which may not be factual. So having live dashboards, live platform, having the platform looking at ESG, looking at energy management, it gives us greater visibility and makes it more agile for us to deliver and also react to something that's not quite working right. Waste systems, electricity, it's all key areas in HVAC across the world. It's not going to disappear, so we have to be upfront, visible to our clients, and also we can actually deal with it on a day-to-day basis.
Thank you, James. And there is a very loud message from him, not only from him, but from all the people sitting here, that facilities management is not just cleaning and maintenance, but like they are the foster care for the built environment, which is contributing about 40% of the global emission. So if we all really want to reduce or decarbonize or be carbon neutral or save the world, then definitely these guys need to be given a big applause as well as support on the amazing role the facilities management industry is doing to create sustainability within the built environment sector of UAE. And talking about trends again, I'm coming back to you, Mr. Ansari, not coming back to coming to you. See, you have been a legend in the FM industry, and you have actually seen its transition, and I congratulate Aditya group because I have noticed that upward growth of this group, starting from typical FM services into diversifying into multiple activities. But like the question I raised a bit earlier, from your experience, tell me, do you think that when compared to other industries like retail, hospitality, or built environment, does FM industry get that required recognition in terms of being sustainability champions? Do you feel that the industry, the contribution of the industry is being neglected unlike other industries?
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for the opportunity. And Nadia, thank you for the kind words and Aditya Group's role as well as. See, while we talk about the built environment and retail hospitality sector, yes, it is spotlighting, discussing the sustainability always. But in the FM is the crucial role in the sector of the sustainability. Again, the FM sector is the recognizing, again more into involving how the FM sector is more taking part of, as earlier mentioned, that 40%. After that installing and everything, FM is towards long journey to taking care of the equipments and environment. But as you mentioned that many of them don't know what is FM sector was playing in the sustainability role. It is more sustainability is FM sector is the more in the consistency and taking care of the sustainability towards achievements as a net zero.
Thank you so much. Exactly. That contribution is always behind cleaning a floor, or the contribution is behind changing a light, and people don't actually see what is happening beyond the scenes. You have definitely pointed it out. Coming to you, Meena. So you are representing Farnak, and I'm not being very competitive saying this, but yes, Farnak is being recognized as one of the leading when it comes to sustainability in facilities management. Very proud to say that. So in your opinion, what would have made, what were the decisions or what are the aspirations that from a company like Farnak, who is now recognized one of the leading sustainability management or sustainability drivers in the region, what was the winning formula of Farnak?
So hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. It's really a pleasure being here, and thank you for F.E.D.A and for everyone who's arranged this. To speak about, I would have to be a bit biased, but honestly I think all the FM companies are doing great because it is a very challenging industry. We are restricted by many barriers, including the client requirements, the costing and the financial viability of some of our projects, and we're also a lot of times are restricted by the way the buildings were designed and constructed, because we always deal with legacy systems. Now when it comes with Farnak, if I would attribute our kind of success or achievement, what we've done so far in terms of sustainability and being recognized as a clean, smart FM, I would say two words: commitment and innovation. When it comes to commitment, so sustainability has been part of our DNA for such a long time. So we're like a 43 years old company, but we've been talking about sustainability for the last 20 years, for those who don't know about what Bourntec has been doing. So because of this commitment, because of the senior management decision is to integrate sustainability in our business in all aspects, and also to accelerate or to help our clients accelerate their decarbonization efforts as well as their sustainability achievements, we've been working, we had to actually innovate. So it's not a question of whether we have to do it or not, it had to be part of our day-to-day process. We had to innovate in the way we do our business, we have to innovate in the way we approach our clients, and we present our solutions when it comes to sustainability. We have to innovate in the way we build partnerships as well, whether it's local or sort of global partnerships. So innovation has always been part of what we do, because that's the only way you can achieve sustainability. I'll give you an example. So a lot of the gentlemen here have mentioned about energy management. Yes, the technology is there, or it wasn't there before, but now the technology is there, the expertise are there, but then the financing could be a challenge. So we have to come and find solutions for the financing. For other clients, everything is there, but maybe the decision is not there because the corporate strategy is not yet mature enough to take that decision. So we come in and we try to understand our client needs, because that's the only way we can bring our value. For those who don't know as well, for the FM industry, it's a low margin industry, meaning that we have to compete a lot on price, and we have to be very competitive in the prices we provide to our clients. So one thing we had to do 15 years ago was to actually establish a consultancy department within Bourntec, just with the whole purpose of educating clients, making them more aware about the whole transformation that needs to be taking place. So 2 words again, commitment and innovation.
So this is a magic formula for business success, and this is a magic formula for professional success as well. Thank you, Meena. And next thing. So we all know that sustainability is not just the E part or the environment part, but CSR is a big aspect of sustainability. And I could say that in the UAE field, Transguard is one of the well-recognized leaders in terms of CSR. You have undertaken, to believe me, some amazing CSR initiative, especially with a gender focus. And I have really was impressed and loved their program on providing free sanitary products for their female staff. And we are not talking about 100 or 200 numbers, which was an amazing initiative, and I think it is one of a unique kind of initiative in the whole Middle East. So Farooq, tell me, what drives the CSR commitment from Transguard? And do you have any such amazing projects up in the pipeline, which can be an exemplary example for other FM companies to follow as well?
Firstly, thank you everyone for F.E.D.A for inviting me and brushing shoulders with the industry experts and legends in the field. Basically, the first step is Transguard recognizes its employees as the most valuable asset. Now, that being said, we ensure that we take high standards for our employees, and that was one of the reasons why we came up with this initiative. The way we look at it is, if you look at it, it's not something that we're doing out of the ordinary, it's something which is a basic necessity. Now when I come to basic necessity, it's everybody has the right to clean water, clean air, clean sanitations, good living conditions. So we at Transguard ensure that we look at these things as not as part of our initiative, I would say, it's part of our responsibility that we need to implement. We need to come up with policies or with standards or with frameworks where we ensure that all who work for us or who work or who represent us are given the most common things that they deserve. So like our previous panel discussions we had, technologies around the clean air, how we monitor it, clean water, how we ensure everybody has clean water. Similarly, at Transguard also we are looking at different aspects. So we are doing indoor air quality monitoring of all our accommodations, and we are monitoring what sort of conditions that they're living in, and we try to improve it because that's their basic necessity. That's something that we as human beings, as part of sustainability members, we need to ensure that we provide clean water. Like for example, been in touch with this company of providing clean water, that the staff doesn't have to go outside and buy this from the supermarket. It should be readily available for them because they're working for us on the ground. And in terms of development, this is the economic aspect and the necessity that we provide. From a development point of view, we continuously engage all our staff members in order to educate them on this field, because it's how you educate them that they understand the importance of it. And when they understand the importance of it, this is what they're likely to implement at their day-to-day jobs. Because we are in the industry where we manage buildings, we run the buildings, we operate the buildings. So when the team is educated and when the employees are educated, they very well know the facts and they know that it's something that's good that's happening to us and we should better return it to the society. And that's the approach Transguard has always had. And it's maintaining, it's doing a few innovative projects which I will be more than happy to discuss once they're implemented, because the substantial returns are massive.
That's really amazing, because I always say that you can't be climate conscious without being people conscious. And if you say this is actually sustainability, where you take care of the triple bottom line of people, environment, and coming to you, we'll talk a little about profit as well, because definitely we all need to survive and we need to balance, keep the balance between people, profit and environment. But I'm going to be differ on it. Okay, technology has impacted every industry, right? Every panel, everywhere people talk about technology. I mean, sometimes it becomes so repetitive, and we FM, we usually believe in the power of people, but recently we could say that there are instances where technology is trying to overpower this. But with this said, do you think technology can actually make the FM process more sustainable and less cost intensive as it is being projected? Or where do you say that the line where you need to draw between technology and people? I have altered the question a bit, but I would like to hear your perspective.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Sayyid Tariq from Drinkable Sustainable Solutions. Thank you for the organizers who have invited us. Of course, technology has positively impacted the outlook in the industry. As Green Global Sustainable Solutions, we are committed to bring in sustainable technologies, products that will support COP28 ethos of saving electricity, reduce consumption of water, more contribute to energy projects. It will positively impact desired outcomes. With regard to sustainable HVAC optimization is enhanced through dynamic chill water balancing, adjusting cooling rates in real time for energy efficiency. Actually, it does it in real time. And simultaneously, dynamic airflow balancing optimizes ventilation, ensuring precise air distribution to spaces, promoting comfort and reducing overall energy consumption. Together, these strategies contribute to a more efficient and responsible HVAC system, where it actually has an impact of giving savings of electricity to the extent of 25% or 30% electricity savings there, saving water is there. And on the other area of water management, water monitoring solutions employs IoT-based ultrasonic water sensors to gather real-time data on water usage. Integrated AI and ML analytics. This technology interprets patterns, detects anomalies, and provides insight of efficient water management, aiding in conservation efforts and minimizing wastage. The synergy of IoT sensors and advanced analytics ensure a smart and proactive approach to water resource monitoring. Actually, the water analytics have proven that you will be able to save through very efficient and incisive water analytics, and be able to save around 20 to 30% of water. And this is a substantial saving. It has been proven, and we've been able to give that value to the customer time in and out. And also from waste to energy. Waste to energy is somewhere where there's going to be a lot of opportunity, as well as contribution towards the reduction of carbon footprint through waste to energy will be a key element. And bringing in sustainable, consumables and parts into the entire ecosystem will always have a positive impact. So I think it has a positive impact.
Okay, that's great to hear that. That means sustainability, technology and FM is going to be synonymously or working together to create a profit-based, profit-based advantage, not only for the FM companies, but as well as for the client as well. And then finally coming to you, Kelvin. Definitely I will not leave you without asking a question on energy management. Because we know you represent the FM field, but how strongly you are committed when it comes to energy. So UAE has just announced ambitious energy transition plans, net zero plans, and what emerging roles do you see FM companies can undertake from their traditional energy management activities like reducing utility through operational control? How do you think FM companies can make energy transition as one of their market advantage actions, and who will win and who will stay here?
Thank you, first of all, for the audience. Nice environment. We are sitting here and showing that we are all dedicated for the COP28. And good to see all my ex-colleagues and known people in the same panel. As you all know, it's like in the industry, more than 19 years I'm working, but last 3 years I moved to the client side from FM. So before I was in Farnex, so me and Nadia worked together for many initiatives in technology with Javiria and all. So when I joined for EMR, I'm seeing a totally different mind or different environment when it comes to the energy management, when it comes to the budget point of view. So when I was in service provider study firm, we always look for the what client need, what client expectation, what is client strategies. Even we worked with MR, Miras, Nakil, different, even Dubai airport. So some of the clients ready to spend money and understand what is the benefit of the the utilities cost, or what is the benefit of assets. So when in my role now as a vice president of Millennium Hotels and property management for our 4 companies. So my response now as a UAE next zero concept, CEO promise 2050 we will reduce a huge. So budget is the most important role here. So, but I will not appreciate my engineer sending utility bill saying that I saved 10% by switching off the FAHU. So, this FAHU, when they switch off, yes, is a huge saving for the utilities, but you are killing the design of the building, as Mona correctly said, like innovation and technology is more important. In the meantime, don't redesign your building for savings and show your client that, yes, I did a great saving for you, and but I silently killing your building. Right. So today I'm seeing the POS2 section also. There are a lot of ideas bring by different experts, mainly air to water. Because of last month I met Sam. Sam said, Kelvin, change your all water bottles in your hotel. I will make the plant for you and I will service water directly. No need any plastic at all. But today I think Sam, you promote another person to bring to my hotels again to take the water from the air. So you can see the technology, how it's going in every, sector. In addition, I want to say, like, as a FM industry person, don't show to your client that you saved the cost. Or my engineers, I always advised and challenged them. When they're sending the report, budget with actual. Yes, this is my budget, but I saved 15%. I said, no, you're wrong. You not saved 15%. You killed 15% of my asset. Because you're supposed to do the maintenance for this budget, which you know, but you not maintain that. Yes, you're saving money for me, but next year as a forward maintenance, you are going to spend double of this. So I want to request all the FM companies, yes, I'm part of the FM family always, I'm not running away. So please, always give the correct information to the person, the end user. Okay, make sure your new ideas, your technology or innovations, 100% you are implementing, but not redesigning the assets. I love my assets. Okay, so please, thank you so much, Nadia, for the great. You also joined today with our FM team. You also moved from FM.
No, I think the message is very clear. I think we should not take it only from an FM perspective, but believe me, I'm working as a sustainability consultant for the past 20 years. If you are going to project sustainability alone to a client without taking care of multiple other aspects, it's like driving a horse with the side of its eyes covered. No, this is wrong. This is the wrong concept of how people project sustainability. This is applicable for any type of industry. Sustainability is always need to be viewed as holistic. And now, from a client perspective, it's very clear that what the client is looking, and in future, this would be how the clients are going to react to any type of services. If you compromise a service for another service, you will not stay here in the market. So thank you, Dr. Kelvin. And where is organizers? I have time for one more round. Okay, I think they are even. So we'll make it a bit fast. So Muna, coming back to you. So we are in the COP, and no discussion in COP is complete without talking about carbon emissions. So I'm just reinforcing what we are always saying, that yes, the built environment sector is representing around 40% of the total global carbon emissions, and FM manages the major life cycle of the built environment. The designers designs a building, the construction company constructs a building, and then 90% of the life cycle of the building is managed by the FM. So considering that, emissions management is subject to control of multiple stakeholders like client, tenants and suppliers. In your perspective, how can FM companies manage the carbon emissions of the buildings they serve, but not just as an environment responsibility, but how it can be a business imperative as well, but not to forget that decarbonization or carbon abatement is a bit of a costly affair. So how do you FM companies manage this challenge?
Okay, to start with, let's put a fact here. Let me just ask the people around, how many of you are coming from organizations that already understand their carbon footprint? They've done the calculations, they've measured their carbon emissions, they know where the emissions are coming from. Yeah? 10%? 5% of the audience? So that's the biggest challenge, is that we are actually in between, we're in the middle, between the client side and the suppliers, or partners, I would call them. And at the same time, we are expected to bring a lot of savings when it comes to carbon reduction. I love the fact that you mentioned it's all about having a holistic approach to net zero or carbon neutrality or climate action. So one of the main barriers in the industry we're in is that we usually speak to a level of representatives from the organization who may or may not be aware of carbon emissions. Now, carbon is a common denominator between most of the operating expenses a real estate company would have. Be it waste, be it energy, be it water, these are all major operating expenses. So I do agree with you that sometimes it does require a capital investment, but on the long run, most of the decarbonization measures for the operating stage of buildings are actually very commercially viable. Very commercially viable. So first of all, I would always say go through the 4 steps approach. Measure, plan, reduce, and then offset. So one of the first challenge is that we don't have people who are still measuring their carbon emissions, and we don't have clear instructions from our clients on what they want. At the same time, we understand, we have done this exercise, so we try to educate along the way, and at the same time, we're trying to bring our suppliers into joining this movement. Not a single company would become a net zero without everyone else in their value chain. So it's all about how do we bring everyone in the value chain. We cannot decarbonize an asset for a client without educating the client and making them understand what their carbon emissions are, what is the requirements, and how it needs to be done. So it's all about education, partnership, and collaborations.
So I hope clients... No, that's okay. No, this is a very key point actually, because people are now rushing towards a trend called net zero. Net zero is the fashion word everyone uses. I had a supplier who supplies some solar reflective paints, and he came and said that if you put the paint on the building, you will be net zero. So this is what is actually happening behind the scenes of net zero, but net zero is a science and it requires a lot of process and requirements, and this is what, as you said, an FM company cannot alone drive the net zero assets they operate. It's a collaboration of various stakeholders. And now I think let's move a bit around all this net zero climate change topic, and I want to bring the topic of ESG. Yes, increasingly ESG is becoming a very important factor for evaluating a business sustainability. If you want investment, you have to submit your ESG report. If you want any major, winning a major tender, you have to show your ESG. Now let's talk a bit about ESG on the FM sector. And this regard, James, again I'm coming back to you with the question first about ESG. In recent years, yes, you would agree that ESG considerations are playing a pivotal role in decision-making process across various industries. Now, I would like to hear more about the ESG platform that you have developed as part of Emirates Together for Sustainability program. So, as an FM company, what was the relevance or what was the objective behind launching such a platform, and how is it supporting your client towards their ESG journey?
Yeah, the ESG, we've integrated the ESG across the whole business. I think colleagues have all said that we need data. You need data to understand it. Where do we measure? Where do we start measuring? First of all, we need governance. If you've got governance, then we have standards that we operate to. Having international standards, making sure that we actually know what we're producing, allows us to deal with it. If we don't have the data, then what we do is we end up dealing or looking at areas that everybody else is doing, rather than learning what effect we're having on the net zero and also carbon emissions. So once we've got the data, we actually give this to all levels of staff. Okay? Now, whether it's technicians all the way to management, it allows everybody to be involved. If they're not all involved, we're actually losing the battle. Okay? Dealing with recycled gas, dealing with bad habits, bad behaviours. If we deal with it and get everybody to understand, then we can actually have a good chance of winning this battle. Okay? And if with that data, we feel that we're in a very, very good position to understand and actually deal with the challenges we've got ahead.
Thank you so much for the quick answer. I think no discussions about FM would be completed without discussing about the supply chain, because materials and equipment form a major part of the FM operations, and my experience as well, and everyone would agree that this is an area that is always a pain in the heart for the FM companies, because on one side, client demands sustainability. We want certified cleaning chemicals, we want energy efficient equipment, and on the other side, there is a specified or a strict budget that the clients will keep, beyond which the FM company cannot go and provide the service. So I want to hear from both of your perspective. You representing a company which is tech-oriented, and you represent Transcard, a facilities management company that provides these services. How can this balance be struck with FM companies? How are you going to convince the client that using a non-chemical or an organic certified cleaning or eco-label chemical, which is a bit high in the cost side, would actually be beneficial, and how you can push the client to adopt this into the existing budget that is being created for a project?
Actually, with regard to the supply chain management that you're mentioning about, where the challenge is between the actual budget versus the green product which you have. So it goes beyond the FM services company and the supplier. It goes beyond. Actually, the environment in the country here, they should start giving more incentive, and they should incentivize using green chemicals. So with regard to, they should give incentive for using green chemicals, as well as penalize for going for the legacy-based, chemical-based, destructive chemicals. So it is the support of the government in large that's important. It gives an incentive. It gives both the supplier as well as the end user the advantage of using, as well as also I would like to say it goes beyond that also. Like it is like educate, enlighten, and empower. The entire process of carbon neutral and the ESG and the SDG, it all comes from, right from the colleges. We can attract good talent. Or at the college level itself, they educate the graduates coming out about all the green economy, and from there, these talents can be absorbed. And it's a very fundamental problem, right from grassroots. It is not something that is just at the time of purchase order that you have to. It comes right from the base level, where The commitment is there. For instance, like Japan is there. We see the entire economy, the entire rail system in Japan, the Shinkansen, the entire rail system is so efficiently done, You can see the entire carbon reduction, there is no transportation, there's a direct impact. So it's something which is very fundamental and it comes from the classroom.
Like the first basic thing we need to understand is whenever we are proposing solution, clients come and ask us, can you give us a solution where you can give us more innovative technology that can help us not only reduce but control our consumption. So the first step that we need to do is understand and highlight what's the purpose of doing it, what is the cause of it, right? So I'll pick up on Dr. Kelvin's example of FAHU. That's a common trend that goes on, that people use the FAHUs, they turn it off and they say we have saved energy. Yeah, but they could have gone a bit further beyond by saying, okay, fine, coming back to taking up on Ms. Mona's point of saying, why don't we use innovative technology like having an EC fan installed in an FAHU and use what we call demand-based ventilation. So what we're doing is, we're not changing the parameters of the building. What we're doing is, we're making the equipment more efficient, more intelligent in sort of operating in a way it's intended to be in a building. So, and plus, when we are doing these retrofits, we have control over our suppliers, and we can ask them questions at this stage and ask them in terms of carbon emissions. We can say, what is the cradle to grave sort of emissions for this product? We can know from the start, so we already know how much of an impact, not only from a cost point of view, from a sustainability point of view, from an environment point of view, we can do it. So what happens is, the client feels that there is an environment benefit, there is a company benefit, and there's also a community benefit. So then slowly, gradually, you'll see that the question of the cost slowly starts to disappear, because the client feels that you're proposing a solution to them that is a genuine problem in their building. So this is the right approach, when understanding the problem, involving your stakeholders, understanding from them what they feel about the situation, using innovative technologies that are there to come up with solutions, because we know where we were 5 years back to now, the technology has advanced a lot. We have a lot of what we say monitoring tools, so we can take more data-driven decisions. We can use all of that to our advantage. It's just a point of correlating it to one sort of convenient, easy to understand way, where everyone understands why we're doing it, what is the benefit of it, not only to us, but to the whole sort of cycle of it.
Saying that let's not think only energy, water and waste are the three high or priority concepts, but it's more than that. I think innovation comes when you bring concepts like design thinking. You can work out with your suppliers to bring a chemical that is more sustainable but have the same performance as a conventional chemical. This is what you call design thinking, life cycle analysis of a product. And you can prove to the client that if you use this product, this is what's going to happen. And then circular economy definitely should be something. So I think FM companies have also to change their sustainability perspective and start to think more into these innovative and strategic thinking. And thank you so much for your answer. And I have a last question, Alwyn. Now, FM professionals, let's talk about the people who work in the FM company. On the one side, they have the operational pressure of maintaining a building, reducing energy, reducing water. On the other side, they have the pressure of taking care of the sustainability part for the client. So, in your experience, I want some quick win solutions that or a message that you're giving across to all the aspiring young people who are coming to the facilities management on how they can balance between client demands and sustainability demands.
So, this implementing the technology, innovative technology, which is we created the ICT department. So implementing technology to claim to our stakeholders to adopt the ensuring the IoT and then using the AI resource management, predictive maintenance we can do. The second thing, reappraising the sustainability, using the material sustainability, supply chain management, this thing. And third, finally, you want to answering the short that investment in the training for our skills people. We can invest the training to awareness of the sustainability, how we can adopt in the young professional we can do the challenges to make a comfort zone with our stakeholders.